So this gentleman used Chat GPT, and I used Chat GPT on my own to cross-reference the information that I was going to receive, or the answers that I was going to receive from Chat GPT, and everything. And it cut me off after I asked so many questions, and it told me that I am unable, unless I upgrade the plan, and I only asked a few questions, but I know it was the topic. It straight cut me off, and it said until 8:02, you are unable to ask any additional questions or use it unless you upgrade. Now, I'm going to show what I have to cross-reference this next video, but this gentleman here, I am doing a reaction, so fair use is in effect. But I do want to highlight this because he went deep. And again, it's the why. If you know how to ask the right questions, you're going to get the right answers. So I do want to, let's go ahead. I want to start. Let's see how far back.
I got to be honest. They're not just selling your country away. They're giving your country away. They are stealing your money. They are then giving the stolen money and property to people who came here illegally.
Facts.
Oregon wants to do it too. Take a look at this. After backlash, Oregon nonprofit says state-funded home buyer assistance doesn't exclude U.S. citizens. The big story was that in Oregon, they're going to give $30,000, I believe it was $30K, to illegal immigrants to buy homes.
So I wanted to pause it there because they had to change the language, because initially the language involved them saying that it was strictly like California for undocumented citizens. But immediately in Oregon, there were some groups that actually started some clash, or started compiling some people to get on board for class action lawsuits. So they quickly, within a couple of days, they changed the language on in Oregon, right? So to include all. But you know what? These are privatized institutions, loaning institutions that these people are going through. How are you going to be able to, in the short term, substantiate that it's fair and it's just for all, right? So I love this breakdown and this representation that this gentleman is given, because he's bringing it. But let's continue.
Immigrants. Take a look at this story from Fox News. Lawmakers in California could soon make the Golden States the first in the country to make undocumented. What are you doing, Fox? Undocumented immigrants eligible for up to $150,000 in state-supported home loans. The Democratic supermajority in California state legislature is likely to pass a measure this week that would make undocumented immigrants eligible for the California Dream for All loan program, a state-funded program that provides 20% in down payment assistance up to $150,000, according to a report from Politico. Participants in the program, the Trump campaign attempting to tie Vice President Kamala Harris to the Biden administration border policies that have proven unpopular with voters. I'm so bored with this. Kamala was the border czar. Okay, it's a figure of speech. It's not an official position. It's what they dubbed her. It was her job to deal with border issues. She even went down to Central America and said, "Do not come. Do not come." Okay, so yes, it's her fault. Fox, come on, grow up here. California Governor Gavin Newsom, who's been one of President Biden and now Harris's top surrogates on the campaign trail, has not said whether he will sign the bill into law if it clears the legislature before the August 31st deadline. Reached for comment by Fox News Digital, a spokesperson for Newsom said, "The governor doesn't typically comment on pending legislation. If the bill reaches his desk, the governor will evaluate it on its merits," the spokesperson added. Meanwhile, Trump campaign spokesperson Carolyn Levitt told Politico the bill is fundamentally unfair, but typical Democrat policy. However, Democratic lawmakers in the state have defended the legislation, arguing that it's simply designed to give undocumented state residents the same benefits afforded to everyone else in the state. We got it. We need Trump to win, man. Trump needs to come in and he needs to exert federal authority over these rogue states. Giving taxpayer funds to non-citizens is a seditious conspiracy. This country will not exist if these things persist.
And that's a fact. He's right. When it comes to the country, we're already in a bad state. We're already a hot mess. And there are some things that I don't know how we can really see our way out. And it really puts a damper on things when you sit back and you look at the possibility of the Democratic Party, her being elected. She was missing in action for most of the tenure of this administration until Biden announced he was stepping down. Now, all of a sudden, you see her. She's not articulate, in my opinion. She's not articulate. She's not quick off of the cuff. She doesn't even seem media trained. She just seems like she just gives a lot of word salad when people push up on her, or she just won't address or answer the questions at all. Forget giving policies. As we know, it seems like she's a parrot, just mimicking some of the policies that Trump has offered and basically stated that, you know, he will implement if he is to be reelected as president. And she doesn't even try to change the words up. This is just the only thing that they can really go off of, and they're grasping for straws on, is the identity politics of it all, right? We have the Black women voting base that is usually the determining group that sends or gets a president elected. So she definitely has to appeal to them, but words matter again, y'all. During her interview she just had, they asked her right out about her ethnicity and how she felt about the fact that a lot of people did not agree with the fact that she was Black. And she said, next question. She said, it's the same old playbook. Next question. She wouldn't even address it. Why? In my opinion, because when you have all of the immigrants here, and some of them, in my opinion, by the time the election does come around, if they're not in place already, they will be in place and able to vote. In some states, they are able to vote once they get work papers. And that's the first thing they do when they come here is they gain employment. It's not difficult to do. So she doesn't care about people of color. She doesn't care about getting the Black vote. She's not caring about convincing people in that group otherwise. She doesn't care because her focus is on making sure that the blue states make it super appealing for those illegal immigrants, in my opinion, to saturate their economy, to provide cheap labor, not to ask any questions, but they're getting everything on the front end to not be able to afford it in the long run, thinking that the economy will rebound once they get, like, again, their desired income. I'm gonna fast forward this because what this brother did is he went to GPT chat, right? And he asked some questions to GPT, but I just want to, I was going to kind of fast forward it and then kind of orally go over it. But I thought because he did this live, I thought it was super interesting. His interaction, the answers that Chat GPT gave. And then when I did my own independent conversation, I got totally different responses. And I'm not talking about small disparities. I'm talking about totally different numbers totally different explanations, all of that. But we're going to cover that because I'm all about showing and proving as well, right? So let's continue. So he just typed, how many illegal immigrants live in California, right? So just watch the responses.
I spelled illegal wrong, but it'll figure it out. Approximately 2.7 to 3 million undocumented immigrants are estimated to live in California, making it the state with the largest undocumented problem. What's undocumented mean? I asked about illegal immigrants. What's it going to say to that one? Undocumented immigrants and illegal immigrants generally refer to the same group of people. Undocumented is often used to emphasize the lack of legal documentation rather than the criminality, while illegal focuses on the unlawful aspect of their residency. Both terms refer to individuals. So just say illegal then. Let's see what it says. Memory updated. Got it. I'll use illegal going forward. Thanks, ChatGPT. Okay. How many?
So ChatGPT didn't even want to acknowledge the word illegal. It switched it to undocumented. I just wanted to make that footnote. Let's go.
People make up one congressional district. I spelled people wrong, but again, who cares? Each congressional district in the United States is designed to represent approximately 760,000 people, though this number can vary slightly depending on the state and how district boundaries are drawn. Are illegal immigrants counted in the census? Yes, illegal immigrants are counted in the U.S. Census. Okay. So how many extra electoral college votes does California get based on its illegal immigrant population?
Pay attention.
California's illegal immigrant population does contribute to the total population count used for apportioning congressional seats and, by extension, electoral college votes. However, it's difficult to quantify the exact number of electoral college votes attributed solely to the presence of illegal immigrants because the population counts include everyone residing in the state, not just citizens. Given California's population, its large number of illegal immigrants does slightly increase the representation in Congress and the electoral college. But the exact number of votes that this translates to is not directly calculable. Are you dumb, ChatGPT? Let's try a simple game. So how many illegal immigrants are in CA? I don't want to type California. 2.7. So why don't you just divide that number by 760,000? How about that? If we divide the estimated number of illegal immigrants in California, approximately 2.7 to 3 million, by the average population of congressional district, 760,000 people, we can estimate the impact of congressional representation.
All right. So let's just look at that for a second. He said, now at first it said approximately 2.7 to 3 million illegal immigrants are estimated to live in California. Now we're going to switch to my chat GPT. And we're going to go, because I asked the same questions until it cut me off, right? And instead of the 2.7 to 3 million, it told me 1.85 million, right? So I went as far as to say, when was this last number or this number last updated and generated? And it stated to me that it was in 2021. Okay. So I was more specific and said, well, how many illegal immigrants live in California as of August 2024? And it said there are approximately 1.85 million. It kept giving me that every time I asked, because I went to I have a couple of different accounts through ChatGPT, thinking, okay, I'll just go ahead and ask for maybe, a different account. And it kept saying consistently 1.85 million. Now, this gentleman's live was made 3 days ago. So he did this live stream, and 3 days ago, it said 2.7 million, which is still the month of August, to 3 million, right? So I just wanted to go ahead and make that comparison because there was a couple of other disparities as well, but that's the main one because you can't even continue the conversation without having an accurate number, right? And 1.8 million, that's almost a million off when you're talking about the same month of August in 2024. So I wanted to bring that to the forefront because it depends on what your source is. It depends on a lot of different variables. And I also wanted to bring out that artificial intelligence and AI, we don't want to just necessarily rely on that. I don't care how underdeveloped it is or it appears to be to us. They have been doing this for a long, substantial amount of time, and we cannot allow them to manipulate us and to just give us mumbo jumbo whenever it suits them. 2.7 million compared to 1.8 million that the same source gave me not an hour ago, right? Let's continue.
So it looks like they're getting about 3 to 4 extra electoral college votes.
That's key. So if they can either keep or generate more illegal immigrants into the state of California, they go off of the college electoral votes. They gain more votes the more people that they have. And because the illegal immigrants are counted as bodies in this country and they are included in the census, they qualify for more votes at election time. That's what I wanted to bring to the surface. And I salute this brother that he was so eloquent in bringing that to the forefront. Again, it's the questions that we ask, right? So let's continue. Ooh, get juicy.
Based on their illegal immigrant population. If this persists, man, that's actually really interesting. How many illegal immigrants are in the U.S.? This content may violate our usage policies. These people are evil, dude.
How, Sway? How? He asked the question, how many illegal immigrants are in this country? Now, I asked the same question. Hold on, y'all. I asked the same question. Let's see. And I was specific as to ask how many illegal immigrants are in the United States as of August 2024, and it increased. So his said 10.5 to 11 million, and they told me, hold on, y'all. Did it scroll back up? 11 million and to 16.8 million. That's a $5 million wiggle room. I mean, a 5 million count wiggle room, right? Totally different numbers. So I just also wanted to point that out. Again, I was specific in asking for August of 2024, and he did his live, and he did Chat GPT 3 days ago. So let's continue.
There are an estimated 10.5 to 11 million illegal immigrants living in the U.S. How many illegal immigrants reside in safe blue states in the 2024 election? The exact number of illegal immigrants residing in safe blue states can vary, but states like California, New York, Illinois, New Jersey have some of the highest populations of illegal immigrants. Collectively, these states are estimated to have several million illegal immigrants, with California alone having 2.7 to 3. In total, a significant portion of the estimated 10.5. Okay, how about this? List out each safe blue state and their illegal immigrant population. I'm typing it quickly and spelling it wrong, but ChatGPT knows. Hey, easy, easy, easy. Look at this. Here we go. All right. So what we can see here is California, 2.7 to 3 million, it's the most. New York with 800,000 to 1 million. Illinois with 400 to 500,000. New Jersey with 400 to 500,000. Massachusetts with 250 to 300,000. So let's just do this. Let's just, we'll just take the top three. We're looking at 5, 6. I would say if you were to add all these up, it's in a lot of these states, it will bolster the numbers. But I'm not gonna include the 40 to 50,000. 100,000. Well, let's try this. Let's try this. How many people, or how many congressional districts does CT have? They have 5. So the 100 to 150,000 total population per CT CD. Let's see if it can figure that one out based on the context. Total population per congressional district is 720,000 people per congressional district. So, yeah, they're getting an extra electoral college vote and congressional seat based on the amount of. If we were to remove 50,000 from each district, no, it would be in Connecticut. It would be about 30,000. Then they'd be at 690. They'd probably have likely one less seat, maybe. So here's the point in all of this. What California is doing and why they're doing it. In order for Republicans to win, they need about 5 or 6 extra electoral college votes.
He meant Democrats. Okay, I think that he misspoke on that, but he's speaking of the Democrats.
To win. Because blue states are cheating. That's it. Democrats like to say, it's not fair that we win the popular vote, but Republicans still win the presidency because of the electoral college, despite the fact they're cheating. Despite the fact that they get extra electoral college votes based on illegal immigrants. We're supposed to be a republic. It's supposed to be the minority as an opportunity to rule, to prevent the majority from oppressing them. It makes sense. But they're cheating. That's what California and Oregon are trying to do now. Offering illegal immigrants your property, your birthright. Bravo, America.
Y'all, that's where it is, as far as, in my opinion. And we all have, if we didn't know, some of us have recently learned, or we are still learning, that it is really the electoral college votes that determine who gets elected at the end of the day, right? So all of that red tape and all of the mumbo jumbo with the blue and the red states, all of that does matter to a certain degree. But when it's all said and done, again, they give it away to take it back in the long run. But the people coming to this country, they don't know that. Not collectively. I would be surprised if any of them were aware, because they're coming to a country for a better life with more opportunities. And it is ironic and just crazy to me how the government and the system of this country is just making it super appealing. They are raising them up, or as they say, fattening them up for the slaughter. Because when it's all said and done, while you snubbing your nose down on people of color, you're going to be looking at people of color eye to eye when it's all said and done, looking for allies. Ask us how we know. I appreciate y'all. Much love and peace.